to introduce our MC for the night. Coming all the way from Texas, Big Papa E. He is a 3-time HBO Def Jam poet, and we are very, very, very honored to have him here today. So give it up for Big Papa E.
You haven't even done anything yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever been to a Barnes & Noble poetry reading? At the Barnes & Noble poetry reading, you give the golf clap. Ready for the golf clap? Do the golf clap. Do the lip. This is not Barnes & Noble, okay? This is St. Louis University. This is Amnesty International. There's a lot of people here who do a lot of amazing stuff. Every time someone does something even remotely amazing, I want you to freak out like it's the second coming of Nirvana. With Tupac on the bass over here in the back. I want you guys to freak the heck out. Let's try it. When I hug myself in the hip-hop style, you will freak out. That is your cue. Ready? 1, 2... And it's all about the woos. It's not about the polite applause, it's about the woos. Let me hear some woos. Let me hear some Okay, that was a bad idea. No oofs at all. We've got some amazing poets here tonight. We've got some amazing things to talk about. Look at you guys. Even though this was rained out yesterday and we had to change it all over the place, y'all came. You all ready for some poetry? That's really amazing. Do some applause for yourself. It's about the woos. Do not forget the woos, because I will come down there and I will just slap the taste out of your mouth. I will jerk you into a knot. I will snatch you bald-headed. Sweet tea. I will make you hot tea. No, I don't know what that means whatsoever. Okay. I'm going to do a poem to start this thing off. And then we have a round robin of amazing poets, and we're just going to see how long we can just thrill you guys and empower you and enlighten you and entertain you. Oh, look, the microphone is kind of bouncing. All right, so to get this thing started, I want you to do this. I didn't say stop. Friends don't let friends freestyle. Just stop that right now. Do not, if I start trying to beatbox, stop me. Stop me now. Everyone will thank you in the end if I just do not ever be. Oh, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. This is a poem that pretty much says it all. I've written a lot of poetry in the time that I've been on this planet, and I've tried to do some good things and some good work. But if I were to drop dead now, and I hope that doesn't happen, but if it were to happen, and you were to construct a headstone, and I had to have something on that headstone, you could do worse than to pick the words of this poem. I wrote it for a group of high school kids, and it ended up being more about what I wish someone had told me at 15. And it could apply to anybody in this room, because we're all young enough to still be alive. This is called Proverbs. This one goes out to those who refuse to be defined, who look at government forms as a challenge, who see the safe little boxes next to Caucasian and Asian, Black and Hispanic, and make their own little box labeled all of the above, who scratch out the question entirely and write their own names in large capital letters, who, when forced to choose between male and female, write instead, see attached 27-page document detailing why my gender and sexuality will never fit within the confines of your stupid little boxes. This one goes out to those who fight every day for the simple right to exist. For every gay kid ever beaten up for being gay. For every straight kid ever beaten up for being gay. That's That's a whole nother different poem. For every girl who looks into the hungry eyes of magazine models and shouts, I don't need the body of a skinny 12-year-old boy to be beautiful. Gaze upon my thick thighs with envy. For every boy who winces when his friends measure their masculinity by how many girls they screw over and are man enough to call them out for it. For every girl who has screamed enough and marched with her sisters to take back the night from monsters who would rather they stay at home afraid. For every band geek who picked up a guitar, or drumsticks, or a French horn instead of a bomb. For every poet who picked up a pen instead of a gun and expressed their anger with words and not blood. For every jock who refused to see those physically weaker than them as less than them. And for every teacher who risked their jobs by simply being there when no one else would. This one goes out to you. To those who refuse to define themselves by their GPA, by the size of their parents' bank accounts, by the clothes they wear, or the music they listen to. To those who demand to be defined by their actions, not by their fashions. Who can't wait to turn 18 so they can finally vote those idiots out of office. Who refuse to be passive consumers in this self-centered nation and throw away their televisions and make their own movies. Who throw out their PlayStations and make their own video games. Who teach themselves to play their own music and write their own novels and create their own art. And most of all, this one goes out to the kid listening right now who thinks I cannot possibly be talking about them. The quiet kid. The one who never speaks, who never raises his voice or his hand. The one with no friends, who's never been on a date. The one ignored by parents, by teachers, by other kids. Yes, this one goes out to you most of all. Know this. I understand. I hear you. I used to be you. Don't you let anyone say your voice has no value. Raise your voice, kid. And don't ever stop. Drinking problem. It ended up all down my face. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to call one of the poets up to rock your world. You guys ready to have your world rocked? You have no idea. We have a plethora, a veritable cornucopia of spoken word performers. Shut up. Yes, I use the word variable. Yes, I am a word dork. Do you want to know my favorite words? Shenanigans. Brouhaha. Yes, brouhaha is amazing. I'll even spell it for you. B-R-O-U-H-A-H-A. What? Playing? I'll beat you at Scrabble. I'll play Ishkabibble and convince you it's a real word. It's all good. Okay, here's a little bit about me. My name is Big Papa E. Next poem. No, I'm just kidding. I never wanted a weightlifter's body. Bulging biceps, more granite boulders than meat, carved by steel and syringes. Useless, save for poses and intimidation. No, I always wanted a swimmer's body. Pure poetry in motion. Liquid made flesh. Hairless and streamlined, muscles taut as drumheads pounding rhythms on the surface of the water in a syncopated symphony of grace and power and purpose. But alas, alack, obviously I have been graced with neither. No water has honed these thighs, no iron has etched these calves, for I have a poet's body. Hunchback and pot-bellied, skin not bronzed in oil, but pale and sallow from basking in the radiation of a computer screen in a darkened room. Body fueled not by steroids and energy bars, but by coffee. Lots of coffee. Give me some freaking coffee and make it dark and black as the devil's eyeball. You see,